Oilersnation Everyday with your hosts, Tyler and Liam.
Are we live?
That was good, Liam. I wasn't expecting that for good, Liam. No hiccups there, couple hiccups there, but we power through.
I realized what that was. That one's on me. That one's on me. This was a very confusing behind the scenes for a moment there where the intro was playing. You can obviously hear that. It's because I didn't mute my laptop. So my apologies. Welcome into Oilersnation Everyday.
Dude, we're not showing up in October just like the oil.
No, we're not. No Tyler today.
Hi, everybody.
It's Aaron.
I'm in the other seat. I'm in the big chair now.
Yeah, it's so far so good. So welcome into Oilersnation Everyday. The show is a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today. It is never ordinary at Bet365. Also, welcome into the Sports Closet studio. Sports Closet just recently reopened their second store. No, Kingsway Mall is just been reopened, renovated.
Newly renovated.
Newly renovated.
From jerseys to hats to the legendary foam finger.
Download the app today.
That's a bar.
Or order online.
Oh, shit.
How you doing over there?
It's nice. This is my first time, I think, doing it in this chair. I've obviously sat in for ONE before. It's weird because I'm always on the other side of this. It's entirely different in this area. Also, big shoes to fill for Tyler.
Huge shoes.
Also, didn't wear my Bills jersey. I wore the real king
All
of
your
the AFC
slippers.
East. Yeah.
I implemented an in-shoe policy here at Oilers Nation Everyday headquarters, and only Eli and I follow it. And Eli's just currently shoeless.
The worst part is it's strict laziness. They're in my trunk and have been for like 10 days now at this point. I'm bringing in gear. I've opened my trunk several times. I just keep on forgetting. We'll deal with that in the winter.
Yeah.
But it's nice to be in the big chair. The Oilers play this weekend?
I don't think they showed up. Just quickly before we get into that technical problem we have, Eli, going on here, that camera needs to be zoomed out a little bit because you can see the top of the TV when it goes to two screens. Welcome to the behind the scenes.
We're back, baby.
BNS. BTS.
How was everybody's weekend in the chat? I got to spend it with you guys, obviously doing pre and post. It was a great sports day yesterday, and the worst part is that the Oilers were the worst part of the sports day.
My friend texted me, and this is before the game. He texted and said, "Go Oilers, I'm not watching the game today because I want to watch football." And I called him a Glory fan. Shortly after, he texted me, and he said, "Is the game over already? It's only 3. And I said, yeah, the last 10 minutes of the game, there was just no whistles. That was crazy.
Wild.
And he also said, is it me or have these games just in the New York road trip been insanely short? And I said, well, nothing is happening. Essentially, these have all been dud games. They've all been terrible. Nothing's really gone well.
There's not a lot of highlights, not a lot for us to hang our hats on.
A lot of low lights. A lot of low. That's for a variety of players, and we'll get into that as we kind of bleed through the show here. But give you a quick rundown on the show lineup. Huge news this morning from the Nation Network. DJ Bean has joined, not just DJ Bean, DJ
the whole crew.
And Sean from What Chaos have joined the Nation Network, which is just fantastic to have them on board. Obviously, we've all become quite good friends of them over this past year, maybe even less,
several
to be
years.
honest.
Couple years.
Yeah, I guess DJ's
been an avid oil man now for a couple seasons.
Yeah, we were fortunate enough to meet him in the Cup final a couple of years ago. I think that wasn't this. Yeah, of course we didn't get credentialed this time around. That was a couple of years ago when the Oilers lost in 7 games. But DJ has been a supporter of us at Oilers Nation and the Nation Network, along with Pete and Sean. So very happy to have them on board. Obviously, we'll get into a bit of a game recap from both the games this weekend. We have to talk about a few things. Quite a lot of significant stuff happened. Jake Wallman was activated from IR, so that's really positive news. Alec Regula placed on IR. They're just pushing their problems down the road.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. I think Jake Wallman, once again, guys, been banged up here to start the season. He might be an answer to the Oilers' prayers here because they are struggling getting the puck out tape to tape out of their own zone. We all know Jake the Snake. That's one thing he does incredibly well. Maybe he can wrangle up Darnell Nurse a little bit here too, and they can. You know, it's been a tough go for Daryl. It's been a tough go for a lot of Edmonton Oilers.
I feel like Troy Stetcher might not be the Darnell Nurse whisperer anymore. I feel like that might have just been like a couple of weeks. where it's like, oh, we need him in the lineup. And then like that started to fade out a little bit as the Stanley Cup Finals went on. And now he's just completely disappeared now that we're in the...
To be fair, I love Darnell,
season.
but the way he's playing right now, a couple games into the year, I don't know if anyone could be a whisperer.
I wish I had done my initial lead.
Should we do it again?
My initial lead was me just turned around, sat with my like knees on the chair, and I was going to hold the mic, and I was just going to say, ass.
That's the game recap segment. That is the game recap segment.
Continuing on, we have Dave Pagnotta, I believe is how you say it.
I believe we have to say it better.
We've been saying it wrong. He'll join us at 1 p.m. and we'll talk about a few things. There's some rumors about Matthias Janmark. Obviously, the Oilers are going to have to make a decision here at some point of what they want to do. And also, too, we'll talk a little bit about Team Canada. I feel like there was a lot of conversation about that this past week, specifically around Evan Bouchard. And then we'll close out the show with what's trending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Liam and I hit our
DJ here.
We hit our daily bets this weekend. Tyler did not.
You did. Tyler did not. But let's get into the main part of the show. 1 second, we'll get my ad read.
Get that ad read ready.
Joining us on the Star Mechanical guest line, our newest friend to the Nation Network, DJ Bean. Star Mechanical is one of Edmonton's biggest locally owned and operated plumbing and heating businesses. They have been working within the community for over 20 years, and many of the homes built in Edmonton over the past 2 decades have had their plumbing and heating systems installed by Star Mechanical. Visit them at starmechanical.ca to schedule an appointment and let them keep your home running smoothly. DJ, welcome. How you doing?
Hi, boys.
What a day.
Welcome, coworker. Welcome, coworker. We're happy to have you aboard.
I am so happy to call you boys teammates. You have the funniest show in the world. And when I say you have the funniest show in the world, I don't mean Oilers Nation Everyday. I mean that right now, this moment, Liam and Bordsey have the funniest show in the world. That is what's been going on for 9 minutes. I've laughed out loud about 13 times, including watching our dear friend Sean's reaction to Aaron the Drake May jersey and calling the Patriots the class of the AFC East. There's nothing to not love here.
This is a marriage made in heaven, DJ. I was going to save Drake May for the end. We're obviously here to talk hockey. We will get into it. Breaking Tom Brady records. We are so back. Smack the Titans. But, Deej, we're happy to have you. Liam, take it away. Welcome.
Welcome. I mean, obviously, like we've kind of known about it for a little bit here, but can you just give the people a little bit of behind the scenes of like how long you guys have kind of been in the process of trying to make this work, I guess, and like what, for people who don't know, obviously tell them about your show, but just how excited you guys are to be part of the Nation Network.
Yeah, we're super thrilled. Jay has been interested in this show since before it existed. He's wanted it to become part of the Nation, and over the past couple of years, like we've began our show, we've grown our show, we've had a blast doing it, and we've become friends with so many other shows in this space, and like all of them are under the Nation umbrella. Your show, Merrick, we just love like Morning Cup of Hockey, Johnny Laz, that sweet idiotic dog who comes on our show and acts as our insider. We love him so much. We love so many people in this network that when the opportunity came to kind of revisit, can we make this work? It was like, it wasn't can we make this work? It was like, when do we make this work? And it was now.
It's awesome. I'm actually so excited to have you guys around. Just like, I think you guys just fit the mold of what we do here so well. It just seems like a match made in heaven.
So that's kind of the thing that I want to add. Like, I've been a fan of the show for a while. This is high praise, but I've referred to you guys as the pardon my take of NHL hockey. That's high praise, baby. And that the sense that we're in the new age media, everything's online, everything's supposed to be fun. In my opinion, if you want, your classic talking heads content, you can go to your network shows. But the spin that you guys have, the fun you guys have, if you guys have fun, the viewers have fun. And I just think what you guys do is awesome. And I think it meshes so incredibly well, as we tend to like to have fun over here as well.
Yeah, whenever someone makes a comparison, you're supposed to say, hey, I just want to do my own thing. And no, what they do is great, but we're trying to do our own thing and everything. Like, I love that comparison because we're not trying to do hockey, pardon my take, but if we can be the hockey show that gives someone the same feeling and the same vibe that they're getting when they consume pardon my take, then awesome, because we want to be the guys that are hanging out, asking the kind of silly questions. When Gary Bettman told us that we discuss the issues, best moment of my life. Because it was like, the issues we discuss are the Red Wings Zamboni driver that got fired for peeing. Pete has done like 18 straight investigations on fired Red Wings Zamboni driver Al Sabatka. Half of our show last week was trying to figure out why there's a delay when you're watching hockey games on ESPN Plus in the United States. Like, we're not like Woodward and Bernstein here, but we're having fun. We're screwing around. We're making each other laugh.
They're asking the real questions, the hard-hitting news, what the people need to know.
And the piss talk is just great timing for joining the Nation Network, because Tyler loves piss. Loves piss. Next time you talk to him,
put it on a quote card. Put that on a quote card right there.
He is. It's his thing he's got going on. He's not here right now. He's in Toronto. But Tyler, big piss fan.
Well, I mean, we are the preeminent piss show, and you brought up the piss talk. Here's Pete's piss jersey that he got at the All-Star game 2 years ago. We were in LA for the Kings opener a couple of weeks ago. Went to a Chargers game. I got the piss jersey. I got the Keenan Allen piss jersey. You saw yesterday, my guys were just pissed out. Yeah. Pissed top to bottom.
They were pissed.
Got the you-know-what beaten out of them. Mm-hmm. Crap, if you will, by the Colts. Piss finds its way into our show quite a bit. So that you appreciate piss talk, Liam, means a lot to us, because like specifically you are our target audience.
Thank you. I appreciate you thinking of me when you talk about piss. Speaking of piss, the Edmonton Oilers have played really badly this past weekend. And I just want to, this will be a true scale, I think, DJ, of like how dialed in you are to the Oilers, how much of a true fan you are. Give me your panic meter right now of October Oilers hockey.
Ooh, I'm going to go with a panic meter. Ooh.
A worry,
I'm going, I'll be dramatic and say an Evan Bouchard 2.
Okay.
But that's out of like 600. A 2 out of 600 is where my panic meter is. We have watched far too much October Oilers hockey. Something that, by the way, is extending to our friends in LA. I don't know if you've seen this. Since they compiled a roster full of Oilers, they lose every game in October now, too. So it's just what happens. It's in their DNA. It is absolutely fine. I'm not worried about it. Although, Pete's heard me make this point a few times today. If we're doing the heart race right now, Jack Eichel, number 1, but nipping at his heels is Jake Wallman. Very valuable to the Edmonton Oilers, it turns out. Bordsy, I heard you talking about their breakouts. Yuck. Bring me back Jake Wallman. Bring me Brett's, is it his thigh that he has the Jake Wallman tattoo? Yes. Give me some Brett thigh and give me some Jake Wallman.
I need some Jake the Snake. None of Brett Snake. That's a problem every time he keeps pulling up his shorts. That's a dangerous spot to be in.
I have 2 snakes.
Oilers pretty piss poor, DJ.
Vodka.
You're like me. We've seen this. You've been an oil man now for several seasons here, and we have seen plenty of slow starts for the Edmonton Oilers. Pre-show, I'm talking to Liam, and for a man who's got to do a pre- and post-show and we want to, really analyze everything we do, I'm not concerned in the slightest. And it's the sense that in years past, it has been shitty defensive structure, bad goaltending, lack of depth scoring. And while the breakouts on the defensive side have been bad, I'd argue the structure, they're not getting hemmed in their own zone and horrible, maybe not as bad as you'd think, but that kind of the issue to start the year here has been the lack of offense from the top dogs, and you've watched enough Oilers hockey. I don't think the big dogs are going to stay down for 82 games. I'm positive in the sense that you're seeing Noah Phillips score. You're seeing depth goals, Andrew Mangiapane. The Nuge right now is the best Edmonton Oiler. And the shocking part is that Stu might be number 2. But I think because of all these other things where they're playing well, it's just the big dogs that aren't maybe leading from the front, pulling their weight. I'm not concerned. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, we've only had one Evan Bouchard game, and Evan Bouchard is the best player in the league to have their name plus game mean an absolute mess of shit. But there's only been one Evan Bouchard game so far, that game on the island. Other than that, you're right. There hasn't been like a defensive, what are they doing? What is this guy doing type of performance. there's certainly been moments. If it weren't for Stu giving that puck away in the opener, Calgary Flames don't have a point this season, but it's only been little glimpses. It's mainly just been, yeah, you're right, that they're not scoring. Although, Bordsy, I got to give you the biggest shout out. I can't remember if it was in pre or post, but I was watching you, and the Jeff Skinner Award being a thing where these depth guys are scoring for the Oilers and then being yanked from the lineup. It happened again. You mentioned it before he even did it with, and if folks, if you're not watching pre and post with Bordsy, I'm talking about Bordsy has invented an award for the player who scores for the Oilers and then gets sat healthy scratched the next game. Chris Knobloch did it a lot with Jeff Skinner last year, who was like pushing 20 goals, but we just don't know it because he kept getting yanked from the lineup. It happened to Noah Philp after the Vancouver game, and then it happened on Sunday when Curtis Lazar didn't play despite scoring at the end of that Devils game. So they are getting depth contributions. There's just moments, man, where like, far be it from me to ever say a negative thing about Leon Draisaitl, because he had a pass on the island that was like a Leon Draisaitl highlight reel pass, which is really saying something. He's had some struggles finishing. Connor McDavid isn't scoring. Nuge can't do everything. Jack Roslovic is drawing penalties, which I'm loving. Yeah. But like Andrew Mangiapane and Noah Philp can't do it all.
Which is an insane sentence to just have to throw out there because it's just so true. But you mentioned the Jeff Skinner Award, DJ. I want you to learn today about the Jeans Award because that is so good. Aaron, please tell DJ about the Jeans Award.
Okay, so Liam had no idea about this. This is why I love your show, because I'm like you guys. I want to have fun. I want to make hilarious awards. So we've been giving out the Jeans Award now for 2 seasons. What is that, you might ask? And we basically came up with the award for the player who looks like in that game that they just picked a man out of the crowd wearing jeans, wearing runners, and he comes in, throws on Oilers equipment, and he hits the ice. Liam asked me the other day, well, who's the runaway favorite for the Jeans Award? It's Matthias Janmark by a mile, but we haven't seen it a lot this year. People, if you've got any other very niche awards, I should do an award show at the end of the year.
Who won last game?
Oh, last game was Leon, I believe.
Leon got the Jeans.
Or maybe it was on Saturday.
Wow.
I've kind of blacked it all out of my head
Sunday,
this weekend, and here we are talking again.
Sunday...
There's a couple Jeans candidates.
Sunday, Draisaitl probably becomes the first player in NHL history to score a goal and get the Jeans Award in the same game. Because that obviously
built different.
That breakaway at the end of the game, I'm loving that, and I'm likely stealing it. Jeans Award. Yeah. Who would it have been? Yeah, probably Draisaitl on. Although no, I've got one, and I hate to say because I really like this guy, friend of the show. I feel like Trent Frederick might pick up a couple of Jeans Awards this season.
He racked up a lot of Jeans Awards in the NHL playoffs.
Freddie is struggling to make a pass right now.
But so's everybody on this team.
Totally. But it's, I mean, you just get that big ticket, and now everyone, well, big ticket, it's a long ticket, I guess, wasn't it, more than anything, and everyone's on it. But, DJ, I wanted to ask you, just because there's been quite a lot of funny things going on in the NHL, and obviously your show, What Chaos, is pretty dialed in on things. What is your favorite storyline right now in the NHL outside of Pissgate?
Oh, sorry. That's the best. The referee at the end of Thursday night's Devils-Panthers game. Please tell me you saw this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The ref apologized for saying it was a goal.
Florida challenges. He says after video review, the rule on the ice is confirmed. We have a goal. Oh, sorry. We have no goal. And they cut to Paul Maurice, who's like, see what I'm dealing with? I don't even got to say anything about this. What Pete brought up on our show, Paul Maurice can't be mad. Paul Maurice is the ultimate just trying to have a laugh guy.
Yeah.
This guy, this official, who is the sweetest Canadian person in the world. I haven't even checked, but he's definitely Canadian because an American would not have said, oh, sorry. They would have acted like something else happened. It's got someone else did something wrong, but now it's I was right. It's upheld, but now something else has changed, so now it's no goal. That he did the like deer in headlights, oh, sorry. No one, no matter who you're rooting for, you could do that to my team in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. Sir, I will not be mad at you. That was adorable and so sweet. So that was my favorite. Obviously, Brad Marchand and Rasmus Dahlin is a lot of fun. We did today on the show, we did This Weekend in Sharks because so many things happened with the Sharks. From Ryan Warsofsky saying he would sacrifice one of his children to get a win, which if you look at what that team does, Mike Greer traded 25-year-old Fabian Zetterlund at the deadline last year. They will sacrifice kids for absolutely no reason if they want to. They also put up a pro-ice message on Hispanic Heritage Night. As you said, our show exists for a reason, and it's to keep track of all of these ridiculous things that are happening in the NHL.
The kids one was so
I
good.
didn't hear that second one. That's wild.
Yeah, they had to put out a public apology to be like, we didn't know what we were putting on the board.
Sometimes these franchises just cannot get out of their own way. Also, I thought when that the ref was calling the goal, excellent director camera work to immediately switch that camera to Paul Maurice to just see the seething and the smoke coming out. Game respects game. Production guy. I'm sure Sean noticed. Shout out to that guy. But speaking of broadcast DJ, I've been a little confused by this because we're up here in the Great White North. I don't watch ESPN Plus. I get Jack and Lou, and I get a little bit of everything good up north. Can you please explain to me this saga of what is going on in the delays? I've been following you, obviously, online on socials, DJ. Great follow, great hang, great everything. Can you please walk me through what's going on? And ESPN is now they're aware of it because it feels like you single-handedly are making solid waves here for the people.
Well, once upon a time, the word reporter was in my job. I am absolutely no longer a reporter, but we're starting to get into we're more of like an investigation show than we are a reporting show. So if something pops up, such as this Red Wings Zamboni driver thing, we're like, let's just learn as much as we possibly can. And last week, I noticed for the second time this season, while watching an Oilers game, something happened. And I went to tweet it or look at it on Twitter, and like the video was already there. So 2 Saturdays ago, Oilers are playing the Canucks, and in Noah Phillips' last game before he was scratched, although welcome back, can't keep a good man down. He scored a goal. I went to Twitter to tweet in all caps, Noah Philp Calder campaign, and saw that like 5 minutes earlier, Kennedy had posted a video of that goal. And I was like, oh, what's happening here? And I checked, and I was like 5 minutes behind. The live feed I had to fast forward to catch up to, and I was like, oh my God, I must have gone to the bathroom at some point and inadvertently hit pause for some dumb reason. What an idiot I am. A couple days later, they're playing the Rangers, and the same thing happens. So I intentionally don't touch the remote, and I find that after commercial breaks, I am no longer live. And I have to fast forward to catch up, and I'm missing like minutes at a time. I text Pete and Sean about it. Pete does a little unbiased research himself. He watches a game on ESPN Plus, and he finds that he's like 3 minutes behind as the game is going on. So this is horrible for a bunch of reasons. A, you want to know that you're live, but B, when I catch up, I miss parts of the game. I miss like 2 minutes of the game, like game time to catch up. So I have not watched a full, it's like traveling in space. I just rewatched Interstellar recently. Shout out them. You know, when you go deep in space, time's different. So you come back, it's been 27 years, even though you've only been doing shit for like 30 seconds. This is what it's like now to watch on ESPN Plus. I posited my reasons as to why I think it could be happening. Engineers have weighed in. Awful Announcing picked up the story, has been communicating with ESPN. I've also been boots on the ground calling ESPN support, telling them about it, being like, I'm not just going to talk guff about you on my show. Here's the problem I'm having. What can you do about it? What do you know about it? And the support people at ESPN, give them raises. They support us all, make us feel better about the situation. They're working on it. They're aware of it. But as of last night, still not fixed. And as I talk to more and more engineers about it, I think it's specifically a problem on Samsung TVs. I don't want to get sued by a million companies here, but my experience right now, ESPN Plus on Samsung TV, not a good time. But I'm not a crazy person because everybody, so many listeners, so many whatevers, have shared the video and been like, yes, this is happening to me too. So it is a problem and it has to be fixed because I refuse to miss Jack and Louie job.
Fair enough.
I feel like this could be like a legitimate,
Yeah,
like
you're
a
in a
good
real battle.
60 minutes investigation spoof thing with the tick, 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 because we need answers. Because
Yeah.
that would be, I pay for cable up here solely because maybe it's because you're doing the pre and post and I want to know as quick as possible. I can't deal with a delay, let alone that long of a delay would drive me insane.
Yeah, I'm cool with the delay. Like someone sent me a video of someone who lived near Scotiabank Arena, and they would hear a goal horn, and then they'd be like, all right, now it's 30 seconds before it makes it to my TV. That makes all the sense in the world. It's not because the broadcast isn't going from Scotiabank Arena to your TV. It's going from that building to the cable company to the back. It's bouncing all around. 30 seconds? Absolutely. If that person was doing my ESPN Plus experience, they would get that, plus every ad break, they'd fall behind another 30 seconds, 45 seconds, minute, and that adds up over time. So it needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed. And people have been confused. Like in the beginning, people were like, oh, there's always a delay when you're watching. We're not talking about just a delay. We're talking about an extra thing that nudges you further and further off the live feed. Again, I don't want anyone fired. I don't want anyone getting in trouble. I just want it to go away. I want it fixed.
And that's fair enough. We live in 2025. We should be able to figure out these problems quicker. But if you want more on the situation at ESPN Plus and the feud between them and What Chaos, check them out. When's your next show, DJ? You guys did one today?
Also on like the Sharks ice situation, we've been hitting that pretty hard as well. Our next show is tomorrow at noon Eastern in the United States and Canada.
There you go. Go check it out. Noon Eastern. DJ, thank you so much for
Final
joining
one.
us.
Final one. How good is Drake May,
Oh.
dude? How good is Drake May? We're so back. He was breaking Tom Brady records yesterday.
Drake May is awesome, and you're celebrating this as a Patriots fan. I'm celebrating it as a Mac Jones truther. I won't say hater, Mac Jones truther. When the Patriots drafted Mac Jones, two very smart men who happened to host a show called What Chaos were the only people in New England who were like, wait, we're going to pretend Mac Jones is good? But we all agree he's not very good. And there was like years of weird propaganda as to how, Mac Jones is like a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. He wasn't good. Folks, you need a good quarterback. When you have a good quarterback, then you call the quarterback good. Patriots drafted Drake May. I was like, oh boy, you idiots are about to see what a good quarterback looks like. And we're seeing it now. It rocks. Drake May rules.
I may own a Mac Jones jersey already. And now I got two Drake May jerseys. We are back. Deej, we love you.
Yep.
Thank you for joining
DJ.
the family.
And we'll see you next time.
Absolutely anytime. Have me on, have Sean on, have Pete on. Do like a straight up Pete X Oilers Nation every day.
Okay.
You want madness? You want crazier than even what we just did? See what happens when you get Pete on that show.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe I can pregame with Pete and
maybe.
Sean. I'd love to. I love two boys.
extra
Pete can't be
piss
much
talk.
worse than Johnny, so Pete's got to be better than that, I would assume.
That's right.
I mean,
That's right.
Johnny
Speaking
said
of
the
piss,
Ducks
the
were
way
going to
that
finish
dog
higher than
pisses
the
on the rug.
Oilers this season. So that's a tough one for Johnny to come around on. So, DJ, we got to let
Wait,
you
what
go.
did he say?
Johnny said the Ducks would finish higher than the Oilers in the standings this year.
I mean, that'd be a lot of fun.
For who?
I mean, for like the world, if the Ducks were the 2 seed in the
No.
Pacific and the Oilers were the 3 seed.
Johnny said they would be the 3 seed. The Oilers would be the wild card team.
All right, we love Johnny. Look, a personal kind of mantra I have right now is more ideas, fewer opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And because like the less takes I have, I think like the better. And I think like for most people, the fewer takes you have, probably the more smooth you'll go down.
Yeah.
In that case, the like Ducks better than Oilers. Just don't have the take, man. You don't need to have it.
Yeah, we can just move on and just say the Ducks will have a good season and might make the playoffs, and I think everyone would just be very content with that suggestion.
Ducks are a party, man. Ducks are a party.
A lot of good players. It's hard to underestimate them. But unfortunately, DJ, we have to let you go because we have to talk about the Oilers for a little bit. So thank you for joining us. We're excited for you to be part of the Nation Network, and good luck, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Bye, friends.
There you go. DJ Bean on the Star Mechanical guest line. A little bit of everything in that.
That was awesome. That's what you get with those guys.
That's their show.
They're the best. I'm so excited to have them a part of the Nation family. And yeah, if I can pre and post game maybe with those guys sometimes, I feel like some ridiculous bits would come out of that. So
the Oilers do play at 5 p.m. tomorrow.
It's true. Ooh, it might even be the return tomorrow of one Devin Dubnyk.
Finally. Where's he been? Where is he?
He finally texted me back.
Okay,
and then he called me out because I ignored his text back.
Okay, wow.
Just a vicious circle going on here of leaving on red.
What Chaos, obviously now a member of the Nation Network. You can follow them on all socials and then also subscribe to them on their YouTube channel. Believe it or not, it's called What Chaos.
With an exclamation
With
point.
an exclamation mark.
With an exclamation
Who would
point.
have thought? Who would have thought that would have been what it was? Let's get into the game recap from yesterday and on Saturday. We're not going to go through all the goals, but it's brought to you by Oodle Noodle. Aaron, tell me about Oodle Noodle.
Folks. If you haven't tried by now, you are missing out. You should be downloading their app right now, available on the Google Play Store or the App Store. You create an account, you'll get all kinds of loyalty rewards. And baby, let me tell you, Liam, I say this, I'm a 30-year-old man now. I am going crazy with rewards points and apps on everywhere that I go to eat food, because if I can make my money work for me and get more food, I'm all about that, and that's exactly what you can do at Oodle Noodle.
It's the place to be, so I hear. So the Edmonton Oilers lost. They've now lost 3 games in a row, but it started on Saturday against the New Jersey Devils. The Oilers go down 5-3, which is probably a bit more glamorous than it deserved to be.
Shout out Curtis Lazar.
Shout out Curtis Lazar. The Oilers were down 4-1 at one point. Nugent Hopkins brought it back to 4-2. The Devils scored basically right away to make it 5-2, and then Curtis Lazar scored with, they're saying here, just under 3 seconds left on NHL.com. Aaron, can you give me your initial thoughts on just that game alone? Obviously, you did pre and post game.
So for that one, it was, once again, there's just a theme here with the Edmonton Oilers, and it was sloppy was the word of the weekend, word of the week. The inability to complete tape-to-tape passes. Obviously, you look at the first goal where Jack Hughes goes through and undresses. Yeah, maybe Reese, give me that first one
let's
there.
See that.
Let's take a look at that one.
Moses.
Because he gets just a glimmer of daylight here when the puck's out at the neutral zone, and you see Ty Emberson out of position there. It's Nuge, Ty Emberson, and Brett Kulak, and he pounces on this, goes in. It's a beautiful goal, but it happens fast. It's maybe not the most in-position spot you should be on the ice. And then the later Jack Hughes goal, man, was, once again, the theme of sloppiness. That was where Darnell Nurse can get the puck out of the zone, but felt like a lot of that for the Oilers. I said on Saturday that, for me, it didn't feel like, maybe even Detroit as well, but it didn't feel like they severely outplayed the Edmonton Oilers. Like they went out the opposition, grabbed these games this weekend. For me, it was more about what the Oilers didn't do and the sloppiness. Well, they couldn't complete a tape-to-tape pass. Frustrating weekend. Really thought yesterday would be a bounce back. We'll get into it, but this one was deflating.
Yeah, it was a tough game. Someone put it in the chat there. Kurt put it in the chat. I think it was a little bit higher. Just so many giveaways on that game on Saturday afternoon. The Oilers had 25 giveaways. The New Jersey Devils, 10.
Well,
that is a significant
little turnover battle there. It's hard to win when you're losing by 15 giveaways.
Significant one, and obviously,
and it wasn't just the decor. And I'm talking. This applies to both games. It was your skilled guys in the offensive zone. I said it a lot on yesterday's. Go back to the simplicity of hockey. You are in slot, odd man rush. You rip that puck. On Saturday, there was one. It was Darnell Nurse, odd man rush. Pass it off into the sideboards. That's the stuff that when you're struggling to find offense, you need to make it easy on yourself. You got to make the bang, dirty play, throw it on net. You saw Sunday against the Detroit Red Wings. Paul just threw it on net from the blue line and found a way to get in. Oilers be struggling. There's Darnell. Could not get that one out. And then it's the thing. You know, you try this against the New York Islanders and you make errors. Even they can burn you. We saw Matt Barzal score a goal. But if Jesper Bratt and Jack Hughes are on the ice and you can't get the puck out like that, it's going to burn you 9 times out of 10. You felt bad for Calvin Pickard specifically on that one. It's a rough performance.
D. White put in Oilers will for sure make the playoffs this year. I don't think anyone's quite worried about that just yet. He goes on to say there, where did his comment
I'm still in on Pacific Division champs.
Yeah, I think we're doing okay there. The comment must have disappeared.
That's so bad.
A lot of bad play. Oh, there it is. Very few Oilers players, I think, have had a good start to the season. Skinner's off the list after that last goal. I think Pods and Philp and Savoy are the only ones I'm assuming on the list of who have started the season.
Nuge.
Well, Nuge, I would add that one too. That's from Knockout Panda. I've never seen you comment before. Thank you for your comment, Knockout Panda. There was obviously another back-breaking goal in that game as well. It ended up being the short-handed goal from Connor Brown. And I think it's interesting we talk about this. So let's walk around this one quickly here. Connor Brown revenge game. Probably should have seen this one coming. Nuge ties up his guy. Unpenalized, of course. Bouchard comes in to try and like swipe that puck away. As he gets in there, the puck gets thrown out of the zone by a guy. Literally, desperation swing. I think it looks worse than it is for Bouchard. Maybe some people in the chat can give me more of an idea of what they think as well. But as this one comes around again, I think this one was just a bit unlucky from Evan Bouchard, who was just trying to, I wouldn't call this like a huge mistake. And like, sure, like maybe you could argue that he could have just stood on the line and then gone from there. But I just think this one's a bit unfortunate the way it kind of bounces out. And also, too, just quickly, obviously we had Steve Peters on the show before the weekend talking about the power play a little bit and shooting. I did notice that a little bit more from Bouchard this weekend. I felt like he was able to get some more shots off.
So this play here for me, obviously it's number 2 and it's Evan Bouchard, and you're going to see that. You're going to see the meme accounts do whatever they want to do there. But in this situation, the Oilers are on the power play, down a goal with under 10 minutes left in the third period. You want your big players to make plays. And in there, Nuge does have that stick tied up. He has that puck loose. And Evan Bouchard, it's a bang-bang play. But you're down a goal. I want Evan Bouchard trying to make that play to keep the puck in. You're paid to do that. You are on the power play. It is an incredibly unfortunate play that it gets poked out. It shoots out the other way. The moment I saw Connor Brown wearing 16 also, don't know how I feel about that. But the moment you knew it was Brownie coming down the wing, auto back the net. It's tough because it's Bouchard, but these are the plays that I'm okay with. We talked about after the Islanders game that when Bouchard's making the simple errors, like skating the puck up the ice and center ice, and he loses it to Matt Barzal, that's unacceptable. This one, I understand what he's trying to do, and he's paid to do this. Also, I made the joke to you that if he didn't go for that puck there, someone would be online saying, this lazy, lackadaisical, low energy, he's paid to make plays. Why wouldn't he? It's a bang-bang unfortunate one. I thought Bouchard was better this weekend.
Less noticeable negatively, I think, is a positive way to.
He still doesn't have a point this season, I believe.
Yeah, which is the worst start of his career, and I think that just really puts into perspective of where this team is kind of at the moment. First time McDavid's gone. 5 games without a goal now. We believe there were 6 games now, right? So no goals from McDavid. Draisaitl finally gets his first 5-on-5 goal yesterday, but then also just to throw it into perspective again, Draisaitl gets in on a clear breakaway and fumble fucks the puck. Like that was just a touch.
That was the epitome, picturesque moment of what that hockey and what this whole weekend was. You have the opportunity, and it's not the Oilers' weekend. It really hasn't been their road trip. You could salvage it, whatever, with a good, solid performance tomorrow against the Ottawa Senators, but the boys need their beds. They need their beds.
If they salvage it tomorrow, salvage is
it's tough. I don't know if I should have said that word.
Let me put this a different way. I don't think this road trip can be salvaged because I think they've played pretty poorly for 3 of the games. You could argue 3.5 of the games. I don't think they were that great against New York, but they got a really good goaltending performance. You can't salvage the road trip, but you can end it on a positive note before coming home. And tomorrow,
building block to come home.
Tomorrow you play an Ottawa Senators team that is without Brady Tkachuk, their best player, and they've been okay to start the season, but you can expose them a little bit. And I think this could be a good game. The one thing about the Oilers team, I think they are able to kind of brush it off quite quickly. I don't think things linger around too much in the sense of game to game. They're obviously making the same similar mistakes, but I think it does wipe from their mind. I just think they're playing bad.
I could agree with that. And once again, that's the point I keep coming back to that I said to DJ. There's a lot of other things that are going good for this team. The depth scoring, the goaltending. Just once your big dogs get going and they start pulling from the front, we're going to laugh.
We'll be fine.
Once again, it doesn't, I get it online when people, we've had worse starts, and I've been saying that repeatedly. That doesn't make it okay and justifiable to then continue to be ass, and just because it's been more ass in previous years, it's okay. It's not. But there is a part of, this is a veteran squad. They have been here before. I think we'll be okay. But it is, I feel like this weekend, I don't want to get too negative, Leon, I barely noticed, played this weekend.
Yeah, he's got to be a little bit better. Let's go into the Odd Company YouTube chat here and see what people are saying about the Bouchard play specifically and other things on top of that too. Knockout Panda and a few other people said too. Of course, Connor Brown scored against us. Brian Explore says Bouchard has zero awareness there. Ava said, yeah, that's a touch play. There was another one in there too. From Tyler, you're right, Liam. Not a huge mistake, but it burns after the week that Bouchard had.
Absolutely.
I think that's such a really good way to put it.
And it's such a graphic visual that's there as well.
And that's the problem with Bouchard. And I've said this, we've all said this. I think we would all agree. It's like his problems aren't just like, oh, he makes like a small mistake here and there. It's like when he makes it, typically leads to a goal against.
It is glaring obvious, and even like 8-year-olds would be like, ooh.
Yeah. Comment in there from Yanni. Says, Tom, do you know who doesn't make turnovers? Tomasek. Well, he
barely plays.
He typically has zeros across the board.
If he was playing 25 minutes a night like Evan Bouchard, he might be.
Yanni. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I know you're a loyal listener from Finland, and I'm very appreciative that you watch our show pretty much daily, so thank you very much for that. I want to not take back my Tomasek take because I don't think I'm wrong.
Put an amendment.
But I'm amending it. I think my expectations for him were too high. I think before the season, I thought maybe this guy could touch 20 goals if he started out well. I don't think he's been bad by any means, and I don't want it to be taken out of perspective here, but like, I think that I need to dial back my opinion on him as like he is a fourth-line player. Maybe a top 9 forward if you want to put him on the third line. Someone you can maybe spot start in your middle six. I just think putting him on the power play to start wasn't the greatest idea. I don't think he made the power play worse, but I don't think he helped like too much. I'm just going to amend my opinion on him. I think Tomasek's a fine player. I would just plant him on the fourth line, and I would think that's a really good spot for him. I actually think it was a good idea that they took him out of the lineup yesterday because one, and this is one thing that I'm actually appreciative of Knobloch as well, he's kind of looking at the situations where they're here is like, okay, we're going to New Jersey. Let's get Lazar in his first game against his old team. We're going to Detroit. Let's get Ike Howard back in the lineup and play in the state that he played college hockey in. All his teammates could come. That to me is a coach recognizing the moment for certain players. And we talked about it a little bit with Barry Trotz when he took Brady Martin back on Nashville, obviously he's on the team, to Toronto, and he didn't play him. I just think that doesn't send a good message through the locker room. And I think that's something that Knobloch is, I know it's only been a couple of sample sizes, don't get me wrong, but it's good to see that has been part of the process, I guess, so far.
I think Nobby's been very consistent in that, even in his tenure as the Edmonton Oilers. He wants to give guys, if you're on the roster, he wants to give you an opportunity. I mean, Regula's in the lineup because of Jake Wallman, but we even saw him get a couple games, and then you throw Stetch in there. There is a lot of discussion this weekend, though, about the line blender, and that will never leave the Edmonton Oilers fan base. Obviously, they tried some different combinations. Connor and Leon playing together, Connor and Leon not playing together, Connor and Leon playing together with a revolving door of line mates there. It was Matt Savoy, Ike Howard, Pods at points on the weekend. Nuge has been a winger. Nuge has been a center. Applies to Trent Frederick as well. Rico was playing the wing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like a little bit of a jumbled kind of mess right now, but we're used to this. Hashtag trust in Nobby. I will never doubt the man, but it's been a little weird. I know we've been, guys, pushing for Matt Savoy. Saw your tweet.
Yeah.
What's a guy got to do to get a shift with Connor McDavid?
Well, Westside Shane just put in here in the chat, Lazar goodbye forever, Howard goodbye for now, and Savoy take a seat for a game or two. Howard and Savoy, I would pump the brakes on putting down so negatively at the moment. I think Howard is a guy, once this team kind of gets sorted out, will probably pack his bags and go to Bakersfield for a while. I think Savoy has been perfectly fine. I think he's actually been a fairly good bright spot throughout this early season woes, I guess we can call it. Obviously promoted to the power play yesterday. I think he just deserves to play higher up the lineup, and I think we'll start to notice him a little bit more offensively. Tyler mentioned like Andrew Cogliano as his comparison. I don't love that comparison because I think Savoy is a higher offensive upside, and I know he's 0 games.
I said Jordan Eberle.
Yeah, like I really don't know what he's truly going to be. I just know that he has better offensive upside than what Andrew Cogliano did. And Andrew Cogliano played like, what, 1,100, 1,200, 1,000 games, whatever.
But I guess in the sense that Cogliano was a defensively conscious, responsible, trust in all zones, PK guy.
Yeah, Taylor puts in there too, and Knockout Panda. Again, Knockout Panda's in.
Shout out.
In there big today. Savoy was one of the best Oilers from Taylor on the road trip. Savoy has a lot of smarts, and goals will come from Knockout Panda. Kurt, again, is in there and says Savoy's been amazing. Great blue-collar guy. Savoy lives with his parents in St. Albert, which is just hilarious. He came out and said that on the radio. And Tyler
That's financially responsible.
Yeah, Tyler and I were joking, being like, hey, like, you know, you go home, your mom's like, how was the game tonight? Oh, we lost. We're on the road the next couple of games. I won't be back for dinner, Mom. I think that's good. And the other thing is, too, someone put in there. Oh, that was my idea. Savoy. So the two periods that Savoy has been called up to this team. Last season, the Oilers were on an absolute dud run.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute dud run. When
right
Savoy
after
got
Four
called
Nations,
up.
right?
Yeah, right after Four Nations. He was like the only player, it seemed like, this guy's playing really well and deserves to play higher. And now he's here again, 6 games in. It was probably about 5-6 games last time, too, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was 4 games last year.
Was it 4? Yeah. So the road trip was 6 games. He only played 4 of them. That's right. And now we're here again when no one else is really playing that well. And Matthew Savoy is shining through. And you know what that tells me? Consistency. The kid is consistently showing up every night. And I get it. He has 0 points right now. And obviously you want to see that coming. He's played 10 games in the National Hockey League, 11 games, whatever it may be. And I think it's 11 games, he has 1 point, and they obviously got it last season. Give this guy a chance. I think he's a really, really good player, and I think we will see him going higher at lineup because I don't think there's many guys who are in the top 6 outside of your star guys who fully deserve to be playing there. Like, I'm sorry, but like Andrew Mangiapane, I think he's just a way better third-line guy than playing with McDavid.
And we saw that he could produce away from
Totally.
Connor and Leon. Once again, only a couple games in, but he was able to do it. For Matt Savoy, we always preach, right, about patience with the young players, and we want them to get a long leash. Matt Savoy, you can be a box score hunter all you want, say there's a lack of points. If you're watching that game, he is passing the eye test. He's making the smart reads, smart decisions, and for a young guy to be playing top power play, can play shorthanded, he's looking real nice here for the Edmonton Oilers. I think he is much more of a solution than a problem
That's
for
a great
these
way
Oilers.
to put it. A solution, not a problem. One thing that did happen over the weekend against the Detroit Red Wings, Kasperi Kapanen left the game. He only played 5 minutes. I saw someone tweet at me and being like, I can't believe they demoted Philp after he scored the goal. I just think they were kind of messing around with the lines because they were obviously playing with 11 forwards. So we'll see what happens with Kapanen. We mentioned it a little bit earlier as well. Jake Waldman reactivated, Alec Regula on IR, so they're still compliant, I believe, with their active roster spots. There was a bit of speculation over the weekend to the future of Ty Emberson and Matthias Janmark, which Frank Cervalli reported, so we'll ask our insider Dave Pagnotta about that as well. One thing I wanted to pull up, Reese, do you have the Stuart Skinner quality starts meter?
Mm-hmm. I like what Liam's cooking up here. I like
so
this.
as you guys know, I'm against save percentage. I just don't think it's a very good stat because the goalies can't control it. But I have created the Stuart Skinner quality start meter, and this is where we're at so far. So I want to, as a group, let's work through this a little bit, Reese. I think this would be a good time for a poll in the chat. So right now, thumbs down, obviously, is a bad start. We all remember the Calgary Flames game. It was bad because Stuart Skinner let in a terrible goal. Which
Borderline solid until that mistake, but that
100%.
mistake so ass that it has to be mega ass.
Against the Rangers, obviously a shutout. Really good. The Islanders gave the Oilers a quality start and played really well. Bouchard let him down. I know the players do. I shouldn't just put it all on Bouchard, but he let him down. Now, we're at the Detroit Red Wings. So we're doing this with the Detroit Red Wings game last night. Pretty good. Then the third goal comes in.
Yep.
And questionable. I will say this. I have 2 takes on this. My take number 1. Matthias Ekholm, get out of the way. Shove Emmett Finney, who, again, great game by him.
Game of his life yesterday.
7th round pick from Lethbridge. Actually played minor hockey on the same line. I remember watching him with Zach Benson on the Yale Hockey Academy, which is where Ryan Nugent-Hopkins' brother coached. So there you go, a little connection there.
Little scout right there, little scout action.
So there you go. The Detroit Red Wings is the game we're at. I am going to put this one down. I don't know what to do on this one because, my other take of it was, Ekholm, move that guy out of the way and give Skinner a clearer way to luck. The other one, Reese, you got to put a third one in there. You got to give it a neutral. Like it wasn't bad. It
Come
wasn't
see,
good.
come saw.
He was in the middle. So we'll do that.
I think
6-7%
that's
in.
right. I think that's French.
Come
I
see,
think
come
that was-
saw.
I
It
think that
sounds
was
about right.
accurate. Yeah.
Detroit Red Wings, third goal. If you stay on your post, probably doesn't go in. I don't think he had any idea where the puck was, which is also on Skinner. So let's give us your votes. There we go. Someone said, Jake Woman said, can we get a so-so? Because then we'll just put like a hand. And we'll figure this out, and we'll go through it like that.
I like the idea of you doing this all season long.
I think it's a good way to measure
Because you're right,
it.
and it's the phrase I use is box score hunters. People who just go through, they look at a case below 900, slap the ass stamp on it there, and say it was a bad
Yeah.
game. I think there was good yesterday in Stuart Skinner. There's a theme here, Liam, for the Oilers, that in the first 2 or 3 minutes of the game, they absolutely crap down their leg and turn the puck over. And Stuart Skinner needs to bail him out bright and early in the hockey game.
It was 0-0 in the first period.
It was Stu find a way to get it done. And then obviously that third goal, it's a combination of things. I do think very smart headsy play from Dylan Larkin to just turn and burn, throw that puck on the net. Maybe Reese. Actually, can you pull up the highlight? I think it's the 3-1 goal
3-1
it was
goal.
against the Detroit Red Wings there yesterday. But as you see, Matthias Ekholm, like Stu's face is in just the direct spine of Matthias Ekholm.
I
Like
know,
he
this is a
can't
bad goal.
see anything there. But then it's kind of just bad timing because Stu picks up, tries to move to get around the screen of Ekholm and Finney over there. What you want from your Viking there is to stick maybe a nice twig in Finney's back, get him out of that area. It's once again just kind of snowballed very quickly there, and on top of it, that's a smart play from Dylan Larkin. He's a good hockey player. Those are the goals. That's captain right there. But I don't know on this. I think I want to go. You know, like Gladiator. I feel like I'm just doing.
I know.
I'm just
That's
doing
kind
this
of
right now.
I've been judging it too.
But like, we're not taking him out back. We're not doing the Joaquin Phoenix or anything. I think I want to be like this. But slightly above
I'm
come
kinda
see, come
here
saw.
too. I'm
Because
kind of
I don't know if I can give it a full thumbs up because of that one right there. But also, once again, if you're going to look at me and tell me that the Oilers lost this game yesterday because of Stuart Skinner,
I just don't think
we
that's
can't have a
right.
conversation because that's not the case.
Brian puts in there elite versus the Rangers, average versus the Islanders. I would bump it up to like good against the Islanders. I mean, he did just get 2 clean breakaways, and I think the power play goal the Islanders scored was actually a pretty decent goal as well. Naeem put in there, if you're not basing this off save percentage or goals against, goals saved above average, then you're just going off vibes. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Actually, Naeem, we were going off pure vibes. I know you got your vote, and I know what you picked, Naeem. But
Oh,
yeah,
we're gonna see. Are we gonna see Naeem this
I
weekend?
believe Naeem will be in Vancouver with us this weekend.
Naeem, let me know. We're gonna hang. We're gonna crush some beers. We're gonna break bread together. It'd be nice.
I'm trying to see what his goal. Maybe Naeem, you can let me know because I'm
Also,
terrible
Reese, you
at
can take the highlight off the screen.
goals saved above average from the last game.
I know earlier in the week, Stuart Skinner was
Oh,
7th in the
expected
NHL in goals saved above expected.
Oh, here we
but
go.
I don't know what that is now.
Expected goals against was 2.4. So his goals against average, goals against obviously against the Rangers was 3. His expected goals against was 2.4. So I would say that's somewhat the same,
Yeah.
right?
See,
But I
that's
mean,
why I'm
it's-
going off vibes. That's too many numbers right there. That's
it's
way too
kind
many
of
numbers.
vibes. Okay, if we want to keep doing this, goals against the Islanders was 2.45. This is all at 5-5, by the way. 1. He ended up landing in 1 at 5-5 against the New York Islanders. His goals against average, goals. Oh my god, expected goals against was 2.47 against the Islanders. He allowed 1 goal. Expected goals against the Rangers was 1.99, so 2. He allowed 0. Expected goals against, again, all of this at 5-5 against the Calgary Flames was 0.09. He allowed 2. Obviously, the one he let in was fucking terrible.
There was a thumbs down
That
on
was
that.
a big
start.
thumbs down. But right now we're at 50% so. We'll let that kind of bleed in a little bit longer. Just let me know when the guest is here, Reese. I know we've got a few more minutes.
Also, Matthias Yamargas, where's Tyler? Toronto.
Tyler is
Go
in
Jays.
Toronto. I don't know if he got tickets for tonight's game 7,
He's
but
got to,
I
man.
think he will be finding a way to get into the building, or at least very, very close. Tyler, of course, went there earlier in the summer, has a 4-0 record so far when he's in the building against the Blue Jays. They did play Baltimore for all 4 games.
Hey,
Might throw a wrinkle
stats
in
are
things.
facts. Facts are stats.
Yeah.
4-0.
It's how you take them.
Come on,
So there you go. So that's one thing. Anything else from the game? One thing I think that should be noted here too, which I think should give people positivity and optimism, I guess I'll use optimism rather than positivity for the Oilers. They are currently 29th in goals for. I feel like that's not going to last very long.
And once again, if Evan Bouchard has no points, Leon Draisaitl has looked pedestrian. Connor McDavid is fighting it like crazy. That's not going to stay. That's not going to stick for 82 games. They will figure it out. I do feel like in the third period against the Red Wings yesterday, your classic case of way too little too late, but there was a sense of urgency late in that game, and you even saw Connor McDavid starting to be like, fuck it, I'm going to rip this puck now, I'm going to see what I can do here. It's, once again, too little too late. You can't salvage the roadie on Tuesday, but you can have something good to build off, and I think, once again, they know what they need to do. I just don't know if I'm strong enough to do it.
Yeah, no kidding. We should probably talk a little bit about Calvin Pickard for the reason of I don't think he's had a great start to the season. If we're going to do this scale for Stu, I'm not going to do it for Pickard because I don't know, he's our backup goalie. I don't really have like high standards for him. I just want him to come in and win some games at the end of the day, and as long as he gets a win in the win column, I'm not really too fussed. He wasn't very good against the Devils.
His graphic would be, did you win?
I know.
Did you lose?
There'd be no so-so for Calvin Pickard. I don't think he was great against the Devils. I don't think the Oilers were obviously great either, but I don't think he gave them like an awesome chance to win that game. He allowed 4, and I feel like if we're going on just both sides, I think if any goalie is allowing 4 in a game, unless it's some
on 22 shots
game,
I don't want to be a box score hunter. I think he made some saves.
I think he did too.
I think he looked like Calvin Pickard in that game once again, where the Edmonton Oilers, that offense, you expect them to be able to outscore their problems from time to time, and he made some good stops. When he played against the Canucks, he was solid. I would also argue the Canucks barely threw any pucks at him. I'm pretty sure it was 15 shots against. Don't quote me, but I'm 99% sure. My pre- and post-game knowledge sticking with me already. But he's been okay. Once again, Stuart Skinner has been arguably the brightest spot of this team so far in the year, which color me shocked. We knew it was coming. Picks, he's been okay. He's your backup goaltender, and I think he's given backup goaltender performances thus far.
I think so too. Doug Way put in Pickett saved the Oilers last 2 seasons. I mean, sure, it feels kind of irrelevant to this conversation at the moment. But
he did. He absolutely did last year.
He did last year, but I was talking about his 2 games this season. I'm going to criticize him for that. Someone asked as well, how did Connor Ingram do over the weekend? I'm just trying to pull up the full stats for him, but not the Oil Kings, what are they called? The Condors did win 2-1 on Saturday against San Jose in their home opener. They played San Jose last weekend too and lost 7-6 to them in San Jose's season opener. Connor Ingram was the 3rd star of the game. He had 21 saves on 22 shot attempts and had a .950 save percentage. I believe the math would work out to on that. Whatever it is, he only allowed 1 goal, and that's pretty damn good. The goals,
that gets a thumbs up.
That's a thumbs up. Quality start.
Quality start.
It's a quality start. Roby Giaventi scored for the Condors, and Quinn Hudson got the game winner with just shy of 5 minutes left in the game. Looks like there was a fight. Josh Brown, believe it or not, fought.
Once again, I see Curtin here. He said, we just need someone to push Stu as a backup. Picks is decent, but not one to push Stu. Great guy, not the answer. He's a great guy, and I'll leave it at that because I think you just said our guest is here. Was that communicated? Okay.
Okay, moving on to our second guest of the day. Dave Pagnotta's appearance brought to you by the Star Mechanical on the Star Mechanical guest line. Star Mechanical is one of Edmonton's biggest locally owned and operated plumbing and heating businesses. They have been working within the community for over 20 years, and many of the homes built in Edmonton over the past 2 decades have had their plumbing and heating systems installed by Star Mechanical. Visit them at starmechanical.ca to schedule an appointment today and let them keep your home running smoothly. Let's bring him in. How you doing, David?
I'm good, boys. What's going on?
Just trying to get through what the Oilers have been doing for the past 3 games and letting everybody know it's only October and the Oilers always suck in October, right?
Slow and steady. Long season. They had a long season last year. They had a long season the season before that. Let them get their legs under them a little bit before you fully panic. Go look at Tampa. They got 1 win. Florida is they won 3 in a row. Everything looked great, and they lost 4 straight. So it's going to be a bit of a roller coaster ride to start the season. Nothing to be crazy about.
You would think Oilers fans by now would have had enough experience going through the ringer. I keep pointing out, if I would have told you 6 games into the season and the Edmonton Oilers goaltending is the best part of their game so far, you would have taken that smiling and been thrilled about that. But Liam, sorry.
Well, I guess what is your general thought on what's going wrong for the Oilers at the moment? It just seems like they're just not able to score.
Yeah, forcing the issue kind of thing. It's the typical cliche answer is gripping the sticks too tight. They realize something bad is happening, so they're trying to overcompensate to make it work, and that never works in this sport. So you just kind of have to let things kind of flow, and to take the positives, as you were talking about goaltending, like take that positive. This is I think we should have expected that goaltending was going to be better this season because both guys are in contract years. So that was certainly going to be part of the equation if you want to take that into the mix. At the very least, you're going to get better performances from these guys because they're going to want to cash in on new deals. And the rest of it will kind of come in stride, right? Like it's going to take a little bit of time for Evan Bouchard to stop doing certain things in the regular season. It's going to take some time for some of these guys to light the lamp a little bit more frequently and so on and so on. So start of the season, growing pains for everybody. I'm here in Toronto. I'm hearing about the growing pains that the Leafs have to go through with some of the changes that they've been making. And so every team basically is going about this in their own kind of way. Growing pains for Pittsburgh. The Penguins thought they were going to be fully bottom feeders, and they're winning too many games. So it kind of goes across the board.
Yeah, there was some conversation too. The Oilers, they're obviously banged up still. Yeah, no Hyman. We haven't seen Wallman yet either, but he just got activated today. Regula goes on IR, and I thought, it's like, they're just going to keep kicking the can down the road until they really have to make a decision on things here. But there was a bit of speculation, too, over the weekend that they may look to trade a Janmark or Emberson, or do you have any insight on what their next move could possibly be?
I mean, that's something that I think goes back to the offseason when they've been kind of exploring different opportunities and what may come about. You throw guys out there, you say, hey, look, if you're interested in some of these assets that we have, we're willing to listen. Let's have those conversations. A lot of teams did that over the summer, and we got no freaking activity. So it's kind of like a ripple effect now. Okay, now that we're 5 games in across the board, you saw camp. Do you have holes? Here's a quick little reminder. We've got these pieces available if you want. I don't think it's anything more than that. That seems to be what a lot of teams are doing across the league right now, is just kind of reiterating some pieces that they would be inclined to move and would be interested in exploring on. Now, some teams like the Oilers that are a little more up there in terms of cap hits and cap restraints, nobody's doing you any favors in general. And if you've got cap issues, you can forget about favors for sure. So it's going to take a little bit of creativity from Bowman and management in order to free up additional cap space when and if they need some.
So I guess just going off that, we saw the Connor Ingram deal where the Oilers get him and it's enough to send him down to Bakersfield. If hypothetically they were to trade Ty Emberson, do you think that's something that would happen? Is like they'll save the $200,000 or $300,000 on the cap and just keep that themselves so the team could bury him if they wanted to? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it's a possibility. I think, again, as we just touched on, I don't think the goaltending is much of a concern at the moment. So if you want to move out other bodies and create additional cap space and then just accrue that as the season progresses, obviously, as we know, that adds as the season moves along. Now, yes, we know about the differences in playoff cap hit now. The roster that you ice has to be cap compliant, but it doesn't mean you can't add additional pieces, going into a playoff run. So I don't know. I don't get the sense that anything impactful will be overly imminent, in the time being. But I think this is just kind of the exploratory stage where a lot of teams go, okay, here's what we have available. Here's what else is available around the league. Let's see if we can maybe have some interesting conversations sooner than later. One of the things I have recognized talking to a number of players, a number of teams about a bunch of these players, is that, normally Thanksgiving, U.S. Thanksgiving is that marker. You hit that 20 game and teams realize finally what they have, plus they can start making moves. Over the last week, I started asking about that because so many teams have more cap space now. Some teams have made it known that there's more of a willingness to make moves sooner than later because they've already got the cap space. So it doesn't necessarily mean anyone's going to pull the trigger on anything, because we were told summer was going to be active, and again, it wasn't. But it gives teams more of a flexibility now, and especially moving forward with the cap going up, that we may see more moves end of October and in the first half of November than we have in the past, at least on a more frequent basis, because teams have more wiggle room financially to play with.
That's music to our ears, because here in oil country, we love talking about the trade market in October, November. It don't matter. And there's one guy that I feel like I could argue all 32 teams in the NHL have their eye on. I guess 31 other teams.
No, Buffalo still wants to keep him.
Yeah,
so
they still.
32
It's
is
Alex
fine.
Tuch. It's Alex Tuch. He could fit on, I feel like, anybody's top 6 in the NHL. There's been a lot of discussion about him. Also love the Buffalo Sabres. Stumble out of the gates. Then they win 2 games, and it's like, season back on. Here we go, baby. This is the year. I don't know. What are you hearing about Alex Tuch and his future in Buffalo with the Sabres?
He'd like to stay. It's no secret that he's open to staying, but it will cost the Buffalo Sabres. It's going to cost a pretty penny in order to keep Alex Tuch in Buffalo. And, would he take a bit of a hometown discount? To a certain extent, yes. At least that's my belief, my understanding. But again, this is going to cost upwards of, you're looking at 8 figures by all accounts, based on how the market is now going on an AAV for this caliber player who, he had 60-something points last year. He had 79, I think it was, the year before. If we're viewing this player as a 70, 80-point power forward on the Sabres, that's a pretty attractive asset for a lot of other teams around the league. And because of how many guys that are potential free agents are now coming off the list, guys like Tuch, if they want to run till July 1, may cash in even heavier. Like, I've had some teams tell me that if he goes July 1, don't be surprised if it starts in the 11s. And he's that attractive of an asset because of the uniqueness of his talent, being the power forward that he is, that can put up 30, 35 plus goals, again, on a Sabres club. So this is, without a doubt, you're right. 31 other teams would love to get their hands on this guy. I mean, maybe 32. Atlanta is going to come into the league in a few years. They're already looking at that. Like, that's a player that they would love to get too. Like, every team would love to get this kind of guy. But as Brian Bartlett said with us on the DFL Rundown Insider Edition last week, they've just pressed pause on negotiations, not because of anything other than the slow start the Sabres had. So focus on the game and they'll reconvene. But it is going to cost Buffalo a lot to make it happen. They want to do it, and the player is open to doing it, but it's going to cost a lot. And then the other part of the equation is who's giving him that contract. Is it Kevin Adams, or is it going to be somebody else in Buffalo? That's the other thing they got to figure out.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of crazy to be this early into the season and have so much smoke around a player. Like, I feel like since the first game of the season, all we've heard about is Alex Tuch coming to Edmonton. Is that just stuff that's kind of been not made up, but just like fans have hyped it up a little bit?
Is that us just doing the thing that we do?
Is that real?
I think I think a lot of it has to do with a lot of this.
Damn it.
But there's no question that he fits and checks the boxes of what a lot of teams are looking for. A lot of teams. And he would be spectacular, I would imagine, alongside 97. Like, that would be just, you put him on there with Hyman, a healthy Hyman, and Connor McDavid. Like, he's scoring 35 now. He could pot 50, probably with his eyes closed. So just sense where the puck is going to be. Connor will just tell him, just be there, and it'll go in off you, and we'll call it a day. Like, without question.
Zach Hyman's been doing it for years.
Exactly, yes. Yeah, so get another one of those. Who's not afraid to go into the corners and go into the dirty areas and play the protective role as well. So I would anticipate that the Oilers would have interest if the Sabres entertained the possibility of trading Alex Tuch. But there are other teams as well, without question, that would be all over this guy if it gets to that point.
I mean, of course, he's such a good player. I mean, fingers crossed for Edmonton fans. But you mentioned Atlanta there and expansion, and obviously, again, a conversation. I feel like this has trickled from last season a little bit too. My ultimate question is, like, is there enough talent in the NHL to expand again, and then again, and then again. Wasn't there a talk of maybe even 36 teams, or is that too high?
I think I've talked to owners, and they firmly believe we're going to 36 at some point.
Wow.
It's going to be staggered. Like, it's not going to all of a sudden in 2 years we're at 36, but it will be. It'll be staggered by all accounts. And then they're putting a huge hold on things after the fact. But other leagues are going to be expanding too. It'll kind of go hand in hand and stride for stride in that. But again, look at some of the teams that have too many forwards, too many defensemen that they're trying to get rid of, that they've had to put on the waiver wire. A lot of these are depth pieces, but a lot of these pieces are quality NHL players that could fill out and round out a bottom six. So you've got a lot of that. It's more when we get into that territory and in terms of line of questioning, for me, it's more how much top tier talent is there to go around. And with the way the cap is going and the way salaries are going, could we see more of these players, rather, I should say, be spread out versus coming together? So I think there's going to be an opportunity for a team, an expansion team, for example, or any team in the league, to say, yeah, I'm comfortable giving two guys $15 million, but I don't want to give, totaling $30 million. I don't want to give, four guys $50 million or something like that. So I want to eat up a lot of our top level cap space for top talent. But we can only afford two of these guys if we want to round out a full roster. So some of these guys may cash in elsewhere, and I think that's where things get spread out a bit. Of course, agents may be a little biased as their clients, but they're saying there's a lot of guys in the AHL that could easily make the NHL. There's just so much talent there right now. And with the cream of young kids coming up, maybe the league's going to be able to be in a position to have that sustained. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see. But I don't doubt for a second that we will have more than 32 teams in the National Hockey League in the not-too-distant future.
It's interesting. I agree. I think it's more of a top talent issue that might come to affect these teams, and we might get a few more Seattle Krakens in the future where they just have all these really solid players, but no one who's going to push them over the edge. One other conversation that sparked last week.
The word mid comes to mind. There's a couple mid teams.
Yeah. It came about because of how badly he played. Evan Bouchard was terrible against the New York Islanders. We all saw it. We all know what he was. But Julian Breezewell was in the stands, and that seemed to really spark a conversation, obviously, about his chances to play at the Olympics. Now, I doubt that Julian Breezewell was just watching that one game being like, no chance this guy's playing on my team.
He's seen him do that before.
What are his chances right now, you think? Like, he's probably firmly in the conversation, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's safe to say, but it depends on how you're rounding. Again, like, they know what type of player he is.
Yeah.
They're not going to suddenly be shocked and go, wait a second, what do you mean he can't be on the penalty kill? Like, this is, like, we know, I think everybody knows the type of player he is. And that's why he got the money, for being that type of player. Mm-hmm. If he's going to be on Team Canada, he's going to be put in a situation where he's going to be able to succeed or potentially succeed based on what his capabilities are. So as long as everybody is mindful of the type of player he is, and this goes for anybody, again, you have to put him in an environment and in the right settings to succeed. You're not just going to throw him out in different opportunities. So I think he's definitely part of the equation. I don't think Breezewell was blown away in a negative going or completely shocked as, oh my God, what do you mean? He's a defenseman. I thought he's that type of defenseman, right? Erik Karlsson in Pittsburgh or throughout his career, he's an offensive-minded defenseman. That's what he does. That's why you have him in the back end. So if you understand the type of player you're getting, know what you're getting, then you shouldn't be complaining if he's not doing things that nobody expects him to do anyway.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like you said off the top, the Tampa Bay Lightning have one win this season. I got a sneaky suspicion there's going to be a few bolts on the roster.
I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked. Braden Point out there, Cirelli. These are guys that worked out in Four Nations. So can you replicate that and maybe add a little extra speed, little extra wheels out there? That's the other factor too in all of this. So, we'll see how they end up rounding things out. But I mean, without question, Bouchard is part of a discussion point.
Yeah. My final one for you, and it's I want your opinion. You, David. Does anybody but McDavid make the Team Canada roster? Because obviously Bouchard was invited. You have Zach Hyman, who...
Nuge was invited.
That's what I wanted to close on. That's what I wanted to close on, because he's red hot Ryan Nugent-Hopkins right now. Hyman obviously is dealing with the injury and trying to come back. There was discussion last year during the Four Nations, and maybe I'm just too Oilers-centric of it's a short-form tournament. You already have chemistry of Hyman with McDavid. Why don't you take that in? A la Chris Kunitz years ago. But tell me, give it to me straight, Doc. Is anyone but McDavid making the squad?
Probably
Your
not,
opinion.
but probably not. But I would give, if Nuge keeps this going, I give that some consideration. I give that some serious consideration for a quote unquote depth type of piece that you potentially add, because that might be a situational add, whether it's on the wing or at center. That if he keeps up this pace of play, I'm taking a second look if I'm the management of Team Canada.
I mean, he's been fantastic.
That was exactly the answer I was looking for.
Yeah, I mean, that's music to everyone. Music to everyone's here. So yeah, but
I don't think he's a lock yet.
Swiss
I
Army
don't think
knife.
he's a lock. But well, exactly, because of that versatility, I'm taking that into serious consideration if he's keeping up that pace of play.
Yeah, let's hope so. David, we appreciate your time. No Tyler, he's in Toronto. I think he's going to go to Game 7. We'll see. But he'll be back next time you're on the show. So thanks for joining us today.
You got it, boys. Watch that game tonight. Go Jays.
Go Lions.
Go Jays. Go Lions.
See you, David. I thought he just assumed he was talking about the Monday night
He's talking
game.
about Jared Goff. Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
I like that he gave it to me straight there.
Yeah.
I like that he gave it to me straight. Nuge has been an incredible bright spot, but it's because he's the Swiss Army, jack of all trades, master of some. I'm even going to say for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. He's been awesome. I'd be very curious how that evolves for him.
Yeah.
Keep it together, though. He's got to keep it together. It's only 6 games.
He's got to keep going. Some terrible news over the weekend that I want to pass along in hope that we can help out this family a little bit more. Brad Bay and his wife, fiance, lost their child over the weekend, maybe last week too, whenever it was. It was terrible tragedy. And they've put out a GoFundMe page. Obviously, Tyler, you may have saw, retweeted over the weekend. They're just trying to raise some money to obviously support the funeral and everything they want to do with all of that. So far, they've raised $5,600, which is just fantastic. They're trying to get $15,000. If you have anything you can donate, I think they'd be very greatly appreciative of it. So we'll put a link in there. I'll throw it in there right now. And for the podcast listeners, and maybe if you're watching the show after we've finished the live feed, we'll leave it in the description as well. Even if you can't donate, like obviously everyone's financial situation is different. Maybe just a quick share if you see Tyler's post. Try and spread a little bit more so we can try and help out the family. Brad's and has been a big supporter of us at Oilers Nation for a while. You were saying before, if your podcast is not up 30 minutes after the show,
Brad's DMing me, and he's letting me know. And I just want to say, Brad, we're thoughts and prayers. Everything is with you.
Yeah.
And we are, I say it all the time, we are the Oilers Nation family. This is a chat family, whether you want to admit it or not. And we're here to pick each other up when we're down. So my thoughts, prayers are with you. Yeah. Donate to the link if you are financially able, and keep them in your thoughts. Incredibly hard thing for that family to have to go through. Brad, I love you.
Yeah, we love you, Brad. Thank you so much for the support you've given us. Hopefully we can repay it a little bit by sending it out. We'll mention it tomorrow as well, maybe more earlier in the show. I wanted to bring it up a little bit earlier, but we had DJ come up and I felt the show was going in a different direction, I guess, and obviously such a terrible thing. And Mr. Burns in the chat too. This was unfortunately the second terrible piece of news I have to deliver to everyone. Rob Clark, the Oilers anthem singer, put out a message. Unfortunately, he has cancer, hairy cells, leukemia. So just a terrible day. He put out a message and he said he should be okay if everything kind of goes well, but our thoughts out to Rob as well and his family. He's such a great, just a fantastic anthem singer, to be honest.
Seems like a great dude, great everything.
Really good guy.
Man of the people. Yeah. He's in the crowd, man of the people.
And it's just someone who, again, we want to send some positivity to and hope for all the best. If you see him, he mentioned he's like, he can't really give hugs or anything right now because his immune system, obviously, the way it is. But he's down for fist bumps. Okay. So if you see him, I'm sure he'd appreciate a fist bump, and you can go ahead and give him one of those. But
the Oilers community, we stick together.
Next time you're at a game and Rob's singing, Sing along with him.
Sing along with him.
Give him
a little bit extra.
Yeah, so again, thoughts out to Brad. If you can donate to his cause, please do. We'll leave a link in the description as well for podcast listeners.
I'll add it in the description right now.
Okay, thank you,
good call.
Aaron.
Good call.
And we'll leave that in for the rest of the week. We'll try and raise a bit of funds. Again, do what you can. A simple share it goes a long way as well. So thank you, everyone. Best wishes to everyone's family. And hopefully everyone out there is doing well as well. I appreciate you listening along. Hard to move off a topic like that, but we're obviously going to have to keep going with the show. We've got about 10 minutes left. We'll move on to what's trending is probably a good one to go to. That's again brought to you by Oodle Noodle. The Toronto Blue Jays. Game 7 tonight. The boys are rallying. Again, I'm a huge baseball fan. You've been watching a little bit more than I have. Tyler's obviously, I'm sure he would have just liked to talk about the Blue Jays the entire time. We'll get to
That's what I want to talk about on the screen
gas
right
is so
there.
cheap shortly. But the Toronto Blue Jays, from what I've seen, they've probably been the better team this series so far, it seems like, and they just kind of made a big mistake on Friday night. And Paul, what was his name, Brian Little? Poor guy.
Man, and he stood up there in those post-game interviews, and he took it. All the power to him. But, dude, the two best words in sports, Game 7, with our trip to the World Series on the other side of this. I know you're dialed in on your Lions with Jared Goff. This is big for the Edmonton Oilers.
Put it on my phone.
That was just muscle memory. I also love seeing how much, I call it Blue Jay fever. I'm covered in Blue Jay fever right now. Eli, I did not realize, is such a Blue Jays fan.
Loves the
He's
Jays.
dialed in on the Jays. For me yesterday, I kind of had a dumb moment. So my play when I gamble on the Jays responsibly, money line, strikeouts, Vladdy hits, run, RBI, Springer hits, run, RBI. Trey Savage, nasty yesterday.
Kid can play.
7 strikeouts. Vladdy got way more hits, runs, and RBIs than I even needed. You got the early payout even on Bet365 because they went up 5-0. I don't know why I bet on George Springer when I knew that his knee was an absolute...
Buckled.
It must be so swollen from the pitch he took in Friday's game. Obviously, he's the only thing that didn't hit for me yesterday. That was dumb, but there's no way you're keeping a good guy out of that game like George Springer. He's a vet. He's earned it. Shane Bieber tonight.
Bieber fever.
This is what I got Blue Jay fever and Bieber fever.
Kale corrected me. Brandon Little. Thank you.
Nice,
thank you, Kale. Brian Little, I believe, was a manager for Aston Villa in the early 2000s.
Wasn't he a hockey player too?
He was a hockey player, yeah. Quite a few Brian Littles out there.
Yeah.
Eli's in the chat. Didn't say a word to us in studio, but he's in the chat. I live and die by the Jays.
There it is.
One other thing is happening today in the city and in Calgary, I think I guess provincial-wide. I believe you can get out and vote today for your local government, I guess you can call it. So get out there.
Exercise your democratic right to vote.
I can't, not a citizen. So I'm hoping you guys can do it for me instead. So that's good. We won't get into politics, obviously, but just wanted to let you know.
But we will get into what's on the screen.
Let's get into why gas is so cheap, Aaron. More on that.
So I Googled it, and it turned out to just be a simple supply and demand thing.
Who would have thought?
Shockingly, I guess we got a lot of oil. We got a lot of gas right now. Who knows, dude? The place right up here on the hill by our office.
Oh, it's always so cheap.
$112 right now. I got half a tank. I'm filling it up on the way back just cause. I might have to take a photo of it because it's so low.
That one at the top of the hill is always so cheap, but it's annoying because it's so cheap that the lineup is
Everybody
so big.
knows it's
Everybody
so cheap.
knows, but at the start it wasn't.
Maybe 2, 3 in the afternoon
yeah,
right now.
Sometimes
I can sneak
if
in.
you're leaving here a little earlier in the summers, you're able to go and do it. So yeah, big gas being cheap.
It's awesome.
Significant.
I feel like I haven't seen gas this cheap in so long. And it's been great. There we go. Anyone need a ride? I'm willing to drive.
I guess just thinking about it a little bit more. If Kasperi Kapanen is injured and Jake Wallman is activated, let's just say Kapanen doesn't play tomorrow against Ottawa. I mean, it's probably another IR guy. They can just keep the roster the way they want it and continue to push the problem down the road.
Just keep on rolling.
Keep on rolling. Because if they do it tomorrow, they might be able to give him an extra day or something like that. I don't know exactly how it's going to work.
That's why I should tune in tomorrow's show.
Tune into tomorrow, Aaron.
And
I will be
pregame.
back. Jay's on the show tomorrow with us. We also have Louis joining us at 1 p.m. as well. I think Tyler will probably be around at some point. I think he said he wants to join the show tomorrow.
Depends if they win, how hung he'll be.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Bets this weekend. We had our Bet365 NFL parlay. Aaron,
Hey, Liam, did you hit yours?
I sure did. I had.
Hey, Liam, did I hit mine?
I had Patriots -7. You
It
had
was a
Colts
lock.
+1.5. Tyler went with the Panthers and Jets over 41.5, two of the worst offensive teams in the league.
So I said, as we all know,
Tyler
Liam
screwed it.
Liam makes spreadsheets, and he
I'm a
does them for
spreadsheet
quarterbacks. Maybe we were overthinking, but Jets, Panthers, points, same sentence?
Ooh, it's like madness.
That doesn't make sense.
They
Why did
repel.
we do that?
It doesn't happen at all.
So Liam and I, we carried water. We carried water, but it didn't happen. But we are a squad. So
We stand united.
I'm curious. Also, shout out United, I think, this weekend.
Manchester United
Waz
beat
kept
Liverpool.
saying it to me.
Waz was very happy about that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's also a Raiders fan. They lost like 30-0 or whatever it was.
They got smoked.
That
31-0.
That was horrendous. The Kansas, I believe, had more first downs than Geno Smith had, if I'm not mistaken.
It's just
So that's good for them, I guess, if they want the first overall pick.
yeah.
And
definitely.
I don't even know.
Chiefs are back. Chiefs are way back.
Chiefs are maybe back.
Rushy, Rice back. They're back.
Yeah, they might be back.
You know how many times we used to do this with this very team right here at the beginning of the
True.
year, and you'd say, "Oh, they suck. They're done." They're not done.
Lions play
Should we make
the
a parlay?
Bucks tonight. -6 is the line. Feels a bit high. I know the Bucks are banged up, but Baker Mayfield might be the MVP of the league.
Exactly. So they're missing Evans. They're missing. Is Zach Buka going to
They
play?
have a couple of linemen out. Bucky Irvin also is not playing. Sorry, Reese, can you close the what we ended up getting? Thumbs up for Skinner against the Red Wings. So let's close the close the
make it
poll
official.
quickly and see what we got here
Bang.
before we wrap up the show. 230 people voted on the poll. 45% of people gave Stuart Skinner a thumbs up. 40% said so-so. 15% down. Interesting.
What year is this?
I
Look it
really
up.
thought this was going to go so-so, and that's where I would have made my bet. Aaron, where would you have gone? I think the third goal was bad.
I
don't think it
said,
should have
I
been.
believe, I mean, if we rolled the tape, I'm pretty sure I said I would go.
Well done, Reese.
Look at that, Reese. That I would go so-so, and I can't go thumbs up just because of the third goal.
That's what I think. But,
But
the
hey,
people have spoken. There you go. The people have spoken.
If we want to be Stuart Skinner positive, yes, let's please.
Quickly, I guess, sports comedy hip-hop, quite a name, put in a couple of things. Asked why you were a Patriots fan.
Well, see, I'll take it down a trip down memory lane here.
Okay.
The first football game I ever watched was in 2000, I guess technically 2002, but the 2001 season where Brady beat the Rams, the greatest show on turf. And I didn't know anything about football, and I just saw a young guy, cool guy, backup quarterback win Super Bowl. It was a pretty good. I did hop on the bandwagon when I was 6, absolutely. And I've been on that wagon ever since. They've never steered me wrong. I may own a Mac Jones jersey. I may own a Cam Newton jersey as well.
Damn.
So that's a tough go.
Real fan.
But now I got 2 Drake May jerseys because we are back.
There you go. So
And they
you're
win a
not-
lot.
you're-
They
I was
win a
gonna
lot.
Say you're a Glory fan too. Let's throw that one out there.
But hey, during the dark years here, I've been in the mud
That's
every
true.
step of the way.
like you said before, he has a Mac Jones.
Brady
jersey.
wins the Super Bowl with the Bucks. I didn't celebrate. That I have 6 Super Bowls. Brady has 7. I have 6. I'm a Pats fan.
They also put in Skinner is weird. He either looks good or bad. Hey, that's why we're doing the quality start meter. Following the final results, the polls are in on election day. What do we start with? Davin said Stewart's is playing well. I think a majority of us would agree. Sean Hawkoff said the people have spoken. Patrick Casper, our Danish friend who's not Danish but lives in Utah, said he doesn't deserve a thumbs up, man. Again, I'm surprised people voted thumbs up.
Our boss is calling me. I nick him on the air.
Nick, we're on the air.
You're downstairs.
It calls us right at 1:30. QF Pro is called a loud majority. Only people passionate about how much they hate Stu talk about him all the time. Maynard asked, is Stuart Skinner 12 in the picture? Can you pull that up one more time, Reese?
I said to you, I forgot he looks like this underneath.
That is his draft photo. I believe that is from rookie camp. I don't know. I like to have a little bit of fun with my pictures. You might remember my
One
lineup
time
one.
I had a haircut like that.
I think we all did.
Yeah.
I think we all did. I've moved off that.
Straight up.
But there you go. 3 of 4 starts have been considered quality starts from Stuart Skinner to start. If I'm doing my own, I would go bad, good, so-so.
Verbal meme. Hey, look at us.
Hey, look at this.
Who'd have thought we'd be here?
I know.
Not me.
I don't know. So there you go.
Except I did think it.
Obviously started off the show with the great news about DJ Bean, Pete Blackburn, and Sean DePaz from What Chaos joining us. You can check out their show. They were live today. They'll also be live, did you say tomorrow?
Yep.
I think they're live every weekday but Friday. I don't know how these people get these damn Fridays off every show we bring in.
I'm working double shows on Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, it's unbelievable here. So
The
go check
grind,
out their show.
The podcast factory.
Yeah. If you're joining us right now, we spoke a little bit before, obviously, about the game recaps. I was around 12:30, so 30 minutes in. Dave Pagnotta joined us, gave it a little bit of insight on what the Oilers are going to do next and why you should be okay with where they're at the moment. And then Aaron just explained why he's a Patriots fan. And
gas is cheap.
Yeah, so anything else to add before I close out the show?
Nope. I love you all.
Thank you.
Everybody, it's going to be fine. Tomorrow, go. The Senators squad is banged up. They're not.
Good win.
That's
End on a
a
positive.
winnable game. That's a winnable spot. And you're only as good as your last game. So
Yeah.
let's get that dub.
Again, close out the show with this final thought. If you can help Brad out and his family, please do. Link is in the description. We'll post it every single day. We'll leave the description in there.
I'll keep it in all week.
Yeah, well, someone mentioned something, Mr. Burns, about super chats. Let me figure that out before we go ahead and just announce that's going to happen. But if you can help Brad out and his fiance, that would be fantastic. Also, shout out and prayers to Rob Clark and his family as well. And hopefully the Oilers can have a big game tomorrow, beat the Ottawa Senators, and send some positive vibes to those households. And we'll be back tomorrow.
Oh, also tomorrow, I'm at Dog Patch for the game.
There you go.
Come on down.
It's free.
Have some
free
good
to come and hang out.
food.
The food is awesome.
Couple
at
beer
Dog Patch.
skis with Boards and Bert.
Yeah. So let's do it. Okay, down at Dog Patch tomorrow for pre and post game.
Yep.
Join Aaron. We'll be back at noon tomorrow. Jay will be here. Aaron will be here. Louie will be here. Tyler will also be here. Again, if you're in Vancouver this weekend, we will be there for Saturday, Sunday. We're going to the game.
We got a good weekend.
on Sunday.
Dude,
Very
Sunday's going to be a
excited.
great sports day again.
I'm going to the aquarium.
I'll
Going
come.
to the
I didn't go when I went to Van in the summer.
All are welcome.
Let's
My
go. Let's
fiance is
go.
coming on the trip.
I am so
It's gonna
down.
be
Let's
great.
go to the
Okay.
aquarium.
There you go. So there you go. Again, thank you everyone for watching. We'll be back tomorrow at noon. If you can donate to Brad, please do. Link is in the description. Oil up.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Everyday, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.